Fantastic human, hello. First, it was Notability 15, and now GoodNotes 7 has arrived. The second version update for digital note-taking in 2025. On paper, this looks very exciting, so let's dig into what's new. The biggest talking point with GoodNotes 7 is pricing. Things have changed. We're currently on the special edition, which is basically the one-time purchase version that we had in GoodNotes 6. That used to be $30. In GoodNotes 7, though, we think it's now listed at $36. The developers haven't really updated their pricing on App Store for GoodNotes 7, so this is an educated guess. Do confirm with us if you're trying to get GoodNotes for the first time. You'll probably get a more accurate pricing. Now, one thing I really appreciate is that subscribers finally get free digital stationery in the marketplace. This is such a nice touch and something I'm happy to see. If you're on a one-time purchase, you don't get as much, but it's still better than nothing. Hopefully, the higher the plan, the more stationery you unlock. Then we have the Essential plan. This is basically the subscription that we had before, and it's now the cheapest subscription option. It doesn't add much compared to the one-time purchase. The main difference is cross-platform sync, which you don't get with the one-time version because that one is limited to the Apple ecosystem. It used to be $10 a year, but now we're seeing $12 a year. That comes down to $1 a month, but you have to pay it all at once, which is not bad. The Pro plan is new at $36 a year, which if you break it down is $3 a month. This adds content generation, AI summaries for meetings, and most importantly, real-time collaboration with private link sharing. The AI features don't sound particularly useful for handwriting note takers, but real-time collaboration is brilliant. The question is it worth the price though? Because you get that for free in Apple Notes. We will try it though and see. No matter which package you choose, the AI Pass is a separate subscription for $10 a month. That's actually more expensive than the app itself, which feels odd. It gives you more credits, 6,000 compared to just 515 that you get for free. It also comes with a 7-day free trial. Maybe it's just me, but are handwriting note takers really in need of that much AI? Especially when it doesn't really come at an affordable price. I'm not even eager to try it unless if the developers give it to us for free. Then we can just check it out for you guys, but I wouldn't actually be curious enough to spend money on it. The good news is that this update to GoodNotes 7 is free. No forced paid upgrades if you already own it, because that was really painful coming from GoodNotes 5 to 6. We had to pay for that one. It didn't even offer half as much as this one. For us, we're sticking with the special edition, which is the one-time purchase for this review. We will reach out to the GoodNotes developers for free access to their Pro version a bit later. One of the most exciting additions to GoodNotes 7 is text documents. I'm thrilled about this for 2 reasons. First, I've been typing more notes recently, especially on the Mac, so that makes GoodNotes much more useful for me there. Second, I love that GoodNotes is moving beyond just handwriting. Ideally, I would want both text and handwriting on the same page like we have in Apple Notes, but this is still a big step forward. Text documents support columns, tables, checklists, a contents table. Text color is limited though, which is disappointing, and I blame Notion for this. On the Mac, text makes the most sense, especially when paired with AI. Because let's be honest, I don't think any of us wants AI handwriting notes for us. I definitely do not want AI to handwrite any of my notes. I like writing in my own handwriting. And until AI can really replicate it perfectly, I'm happy just handwriting my own notes. Thank you very much. Another standout is the new Whiteboard feature and infinite canvas in GoodNotes. Say what? Yeah, a whiteboard in a handwriting note taking app is genuinely exciting. Plenty of templates to get started, and the connectors are intuitive. With real time collaboration on the Pro version, whiteboards could become a powerful way to brainstorm and plan in GoodNotes 7. And if you've ever just wanted an endless paper to write your thoughts on, GoodNotes 7 just about does that. Shapes also got a solid update. You can now adjust border thickness and type after you've drawn the shape. You can also add or remove fill and even control its opacity. The fill color is now the same as your border color, but with the opacity option, it's not bad at all. And it's also rare to see in handwriting note-taking apps, so we'll take it. Even better, you can handwrite or type directly inside your shapes now. I honestly don't remember this being an option in GoodNotes 6. No one on our team ever thought to try this before now, so we were scratching our heads thinking, when did this come through? Handwriting now sticks to your shapes and sticky notes too, which is exactly what we should have had all along. Your handwriting should stay anchored on items you put it on. But apparently that wasn't the logic in GoodNotes for a very long time. Google Calendar integration. This lets you view events in GoodNotes and create notes tied to them, which is awesome in theory. Unfortunately, in practice, it is clunky. For me, it only picked up one past event, and setting it up was a pain. So hopefully the developers can refine this and maybe add Apple Calendar integration too. We understand why they chose Google Notes. It's more universal, but for those of us that love the Apple ecosystem, Apple Calendar would be brilliant to have. Not everything in GoodNotes 7 is great though. The toolbar has taken a step backwards. It is no longer fully customizable. The first tool now is the lasso tool, and honestly, that's the last thing I'll put first on a toolbar in a handwriting app. Yet, we can't change it, and this will frustrate me so much, I'll probably think thrice about using GoodNotes 7. The lasso tool just feels out of place for me, and it's staring me in the face the entire time I'm in the app. I really can't stand this. But it's not all bad news for the lasso tool. It is slightly improved because now we can selectively pick shapes and arrows. The audio recording icon is also changed. You now get a record and summarize option, which I think would have been better as a simple microphone icon, the way it's always been. Oddly enough, that microphone icon only appears when you're typing in the text document. And the drop-down menu for recordings, the zoom window, ruler, and timer isn't ideal either, especially for those who relied on these features often. The developers probably chose to hide those features because few people use them, but for those few people, it can really break a workflow, which is why a fully customizable toolbar was the best setup for everyone. GoodNotes 7 is definitely one of the biggest updates we've had in years. There is plenty to be excited about, but also some frustrations too. I love the GoodNotes update, but that fixed lasso tool is not good for my mental health. And I'm not exaggerating this, guys. I'm really not. We compared GoodNotes 6 to Notability 15, and that was probably the last time it made sense to compare the two, because now, against GoodNotes 7, what would we even compare? Let us know what you think about GoodNotes 7. Is this the update that finally makes you switch from your current note-taking app? And until next time, fantastic human, stay fantastic.